Attendance today here at our announcement, specifically members of the Customs House Board. I want to thank you for being here. Members of the Clarksville Jaycees Foundation members, and Mayor McMillan, thank you for your attendance today at our announcement. The reason that we've asked you to come today to the museum, and specifically to our newly renovated Heritage Hall, is that we will be working this next year very hard at creating a new permanent history exhibit entitled Becoming Clarksville, honoring legacies of leadership for this hall. And instead of a linear history, this will be an exhibit which will be discussing the leaders, the people of our history that shaped us, that have put their fingerprint indelibly into the fabric of our community. We're very, very excited for this exhibit to be created. One of the things that's most exciting is that this will be a highly interactive and user-driven, visitor-prompted experience for this museum. We will be using technology in a way that we have not in the rest of our gallery spaces, and it will be a nice benchmark for what is possible for the future. We are doing this with the generous contribution of the Clarksville Jaycees Foundation. They have made this possible with a donation of $500,000 for this effort. This donation comes at a time when the museum board and I, in our long-range planning, has identified our permanent gallery spaces do require to be renovated and brought to a level where our visitors can have far more interactive and experience here at the museum. So in 2013, we will be undergoing a fundraising campaign to fund all of our permanent gallery restorations, and this will prove as a lead gift in that effort. This organization has always been about leadership, growing leaders, and having an indelible, lasting mark on the growth and the benefits of this community. And this is another example of that leadership for this community and what we can provide for this museum. Another element that this exhibit will do will be to tell that heritage and that history of the organization. And we are very excited to do that. We are working very closely with them in the telling of their story in the fabric of becoming Clarksville. So at this time, I would like to turn over the podium and give to you Mayor McMillan for a few comments.
Thank you so much, and I'm not going to speak long because this entire project is not really about me or the city. It's about all of the people that are here in this room. It's about the museum foundation and museum directors. It's about the Jaycees Foundation. It's about everyone who is so dedicated to making this museum the kind of place that we want to be able to have everybody benefit. And having an exhibit like Becoming Clarksville, I think will do so much for not just the young people in our community, but everyone in our community to see how we got to where we are today, and quite frankly, where I think we're going in the future. And I want to give a special thanks to all of those Jaycees that I know are here today, or the former Jaycees, for their dedication to our community, to this museum, to the city of Clarksville, to everything that you're doing to make this possible. I think that you said it exactly right, Alan, and that is the Jaycees is an organization that is committed to growing leaders, to working with leaders. And I still remember back when the Jaycees Center still existed, where the new park is, and at the time still was going strong, that I actually received an award from them way back when as a young leader, that I think you had to be 35 or younger, and maybe I was actually 35 or younger at the time. And that's what they were about, and that's what they continue to be about, and that's what the foundation is about recognizing leaders, growing leaders, and about their communities. So thank them for everything they've done. Thank the Museum Board of Directors for working so hard to make this facility something that we can all appreciate. I share your passion for the arts and for culture and for making our city a real hot spot. That's why I'm working so hard to establish, as you all know, the Performing Arts Center that I think is going to be a tremendous attribute to our downtown area and also to the cultural life of the people here in Clarksville. So thank you for everything you do, and I'm going to sit down and let Alan come back and recognize the real people that are making all this happen. But thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, we have a great group that we've assembled to help us in this effort. We have retained the group that put together when we were asked to put the group for Fort Defiance Interpretive Center. We have this same group has shown their qualities there, and we will see them again for this project as well. We're led by the design firm of Healy Kohler, and Terry Healy is here and in attendance today. Terry, if you'd say hello. Terry will keep us on task with his vision of this interaction and in this gallery. Content, we have retained the services of BLF Marketing, and Frank could not be here today, but we're represented by Tammy Donner. And where audio and visuals are concerned, our own Clarksville's own Rick Goodwin of Goodwin Productions. And the timeline on this, so work has already begun. We have drawings in hand, elevations, and outlines have been generated. But the date to circle on your calendar, all things being equal, the Lord willing, the creek don't rise, will be October 24th of this year. So we have a lot of work ahead of us. We're looking forward to it very much. And at this point, I'd like Mr. Kenny Hogan to come forward. We have, as every other history exhibit or in museum, we have artifacts, and we have very happy to have the very first artifact for this exhibit arrived yesterday, and we'd like to unveil that for you now. Kenny, if you'd like to come forward and discuss exactly what it is that we will be unveiling and its history and what makes it so iconic.
I see it. 66 years ago in February, George Wilson, along with Paul McGregor and 58 other young men, started the Clarksville Jaycees Incorporated. Then a year and some months later, the first official ballot voted president, Paul McGregor, was elected as the first elected president. 66 years later, this is occurring. The Jaycees have, through their leadership training, done a lot for the community and done a lot for the employers and companies in this town to grow leaders. And we definitely did. They have been a part of the government of this fine city and county and state of Tennessee, as it ends up being. And it has been a lot of fun. It's an organization who normally carried annual budgets in between $120,000 and $140,000. Ms. Conner would agree it was a trip. Most definitely. But it was fun. We worked hard and we played hard. So, and this is the byproduct of that. And I know that everyone that's been in the Jaycees, which has to be thousands of young men and women, and which we also would like to thank the infamous Jaycettes, because without them, a lot of things we did couldn't have happened. And we weren't very good at makeup in haunted houses. Behind me, you'd like to unveil something called traveling gavel. It's a nice little piece of wood to look at.
You want to tell us? You want to go ahead?
Oh, go ahead and pull it and I'll tell the story about it. This is a sizable, nice gavel. I know sometimes you like to have one these sizes.
The council meeting tonight?
But on the gavel is a list of all the people on March the 2nd of 1982. 76 of us ventured to Columbia, Tennessee to acquire this nice little piece of wood. And because at that time you had to give a chapter that had this, because you were supposed to take this to every state board meeting Clarksville that the Jaycees had in the state. Sometimes people that had it wouldn't take it. So not a lot of people knew about it, but we found out about it through our grapevines. Thanks, dear. And well, we gave them notice, and we got there, and we started walking in 2 school buses. We took care of it. And the station wagon, and I think some trailers. And we walked in with 76 people, and they had 72. The infamous, sweet little Jimmy Duggan. Bless his heart. And we acquired it, and we've had it ever since. And we just decided to retire here. And then it disappeared for long. And suddenly reappeared yesterday. But this is thus the traveling gavel. There's a lot of names on here, because after we got through doing that, we were very, very hungry. And we all went to Cajun Wharf in Nashville. And we all got out. Jerry Wonstroff was, of course, him being the taller, but they didn't go first. Hey, the lady asked me at the door, said, how many in your party? He said, about 76, give or take a few. And then I think we had to pick her up off the floor. But it was a lot of fun, and it's been here a long time, 30 years or so. And it'll be a nice addition.
If there's anybody that has any questions at this point, I'd entertain them at this point. All right, well, thank you very much. For those of you of the media, we will be emailing some of the renderings as well as the press release that we handed to you in paper form. If you have any other questions as you write your copy, please just give us a call here at the museum. Thank you very much for coming.